I complained a lot that I can't play Latino because, I'm blonde, blue eyes. And they just don't buy me as that. And I think it's kind of unfair because I'm like, how can't I represent my people? Because and Thales was like, that's one more reason for us to hit our culture and at the same time show to people that we Latinos, even if we don't look like it or we don't sound like it, that's where we come from. That's where our blood boils from. And he was like, and we can show the world literally that we can also be worldwide relatable as, the stories, even though it's very, very rooted as a Latino story, as, like true Brazilian. The challenge and the concept for us, the biggest one was how can we tell our story with our roots and at the same time make it understandable globally so anybody that can watch can kind of relate to the situation where our writer and our childhood came from.
Talent Talk is sponsored by Company of Rogues Actors Studio, New York-style training for actors at all stages of their journey. With our part-time classes and full-time masterclass program, Rogues provides a unique post-secondary option under the guidance of working professionals. Mentoring and developing professional film and theater artists since 1993, Calgary's longest-running independent studio offers practical hands-on classes in a positive, supportive environment. Check us out at corogues.com. Company of Rogues, passionate about the art of acting.
Hey everybody, I'm Gary McLean and you're watching Talent Talk. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't done so already, please do go to the Talent Talk YouTube channel and subscribe today. As always, the support's appreciated. And a reminder that this and previous episodes are available on podcast mediums such as Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast. Essentially, wherever you listen to your podcast, it's probably be there. So check it out, please. We also have some sponsors that I would like to thank this season, and this is the first season we've actually been able to bring on some sponsors, so I'm very excited about that. We have Company of Rogues, which is a Calgary local acting school. We have Workflow Film, who actually does our video recording and video editing of our in-person interviews. Now, of course, this is remote, so they're not really involved with this one, but we have done plenty of the in-person ones, and they have been fantastic, so thank you to those guys. We also have 6 Degrees Sound and Music, who actually does our audio recording and editing as well for those in-person sessions. So thank you to them. We have RJ Talent, who is a Calgary local talent agency. We have Heard of One Media, Counting Coup Indigenous Film Academy, and ACTRA Alberta. So thank you to those fine folks for helping making season 5 a great season, and hopefully we can continue to do it for years to come. Now, today's guests is an ensemble from the TV series Doggy Bank, directed by the star of the show, Thales. Thales. I'm just going to say Correa. Thales Correa. It is also written by both Thales and Anthony Moore. Both have been previous guests on the show. We're excited to have them back. But we also have a newcomer to the show with Carola Parmigiano. So very excited to bring them back and talk about their newest project. So please join me in welcoming Thales, Anthony, and Carola to the show.
Hi,
everybody.
Hi. Thank you so much, Gary, for having us. Again, it's such a pleasure. Like last time, we're talking about poly people, Anthony and I. And we had so much fun. So it's really an honor to be back here with our new project, with our, like you said, newcomer, Carola. So thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely. I'm very excited you guys are back. I'm very excited you even thought about Talent Talks, really. So
yeah, of course. We had so much fun. You're always like being very, gracious and helpful with supporting our work. So we really appreciate that. I think we need people like that more in our industry that supports and empower each other. So we're definitely always gonna remember what you do for us, for sure. Thank you.
And
Thank
plus,
you
I do listen to the show, so for me it's like, it's kind of been part of my yes.
I'll have to throw that on I'll take that snippet and throw it in my testimonials online. Watch
Yeah,
it by Anthony
I'll
Moore.
do that.
Of course, yeah.
So what have you guys been up to? Like, it's been a couple of years since I talked to you guys. So
Yeah.
what have you been up to?
Yeah,
Aside
definitely.
from Doggy Bank, let's get to that.
Aside from Doggy Bank, like well, I mean, we shot Doggy Bank right after Poly People. So right, Anthony. So I think we were talking about the Emmy campaign for Doggy Bank. I think as filmmakers and creators, we all work in a lot of projects concurrently, right? So when we were campaigning for Poly People Emmy consideration campaign, we were on post-production for this.
So we were on post. We were actually on post-production to Doggy Bank, and we just started the table writing for the third show when we got the Emmy email, and then we had to stop the writing for the show just to concentrate in the campaign. And then we just wanted to rush and finish Doggy Bank as fast as we could. But as hopefully you guys are going to see it, Doggy Bank has a very, very higher production quality compared to Poly People, which we try to make a mockumentary, something more realistic, more real, more you guys are inside of our houses. And Doggy Bank is it's a TV production, even though it's made by indie warriors like Thales and I and Corolla. Jesus, without Corolla, we would never have made this show specifically. She was literally our golden legs and arms and shield. But yeah, so you're gonna see the difference is very, very different between one project and the other. So for Thales and I to jump on the third project that Thales wanted to make as a musical, imagine the production of a musical as we're trying to make this one. I was like, yeah, let's just step back, do one at a time, and then we go back to that. But we always like trying to challenge ourselves because
but I think in between Corolla, knowing Corolla as a friend as well, I know she's the one who has been doing a lot of variety of stuff. If you want, right, Corolla, since Doggy Bank, right? She's done.
Corolla's the goal. She has 2 shows, I think. Corolla, please enlighten us.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. Well, I am always up for the challenge. When Thales talked to me about Doggy Bank, I said, what? We need a big house. We need cars. We need a dog. So it kind of triggered my challenge, side of brain. So I live my life kind of, I don't know, manifesting, I was saying, those type of things that I need to find. And somehow, in a perfect world, I was leading to that house. And then it transformed into, this beautiful show we have today as Doggy Bank. But yes, after we shot the first Poly People, which was not Poly People, I got into producing a travel show for Brazil that is aired today in Brazil, and also produced another show called Law for Upcycling. It's a show that is on YouTube and is coming up right now. Second episode just dropped yesterday, 2 days ago, and producing another short film now. So I am everywhere, kind of everywhere. Now I have another project doing with Thales. We have a feature film with Anthony that we produced a long time ago. It's finally coming out. Finally coming out as well. So there's a lot of things on the table happening. Thank God, and thank you to the hard work we put in and the love we put in. So yes, and I'm very happy that Doggy Bank, it's out, everybody's seeing, everybody reaching out. It's just a different way of showcase our job as an actor, as a producer, as a challenge, entrepreneur that we're looking for to do it every time. So yes, never stop.
And where did the concept come from for the show?
The concept of the show, it was actually originated by it was based on a classic by a Brazilian author called Machado de Assis. Is a very renowned author in Brazil, and the likes of America will be like Mark Twain, for example. Like is something that we all require to read as young students in high school, like a very jewel from Brazil culture. And since living here in America, and you see how much Latin stories and culture dissipate through geographic locations, and then we're like, and then I just happened to go back at this book as an adult, recently, And then I just, by reading as an adult and remembering like the difference of understanding when I was a young kid picking it up, and as an adult living here in America for a while with all of the, you know, the stories and that I've been through, and you know, culture differences, I just it just struck me as such a remarkable story that, you know, that make through times and space and culture, just connected in a way, especially being a story that was written 100 years ago. And when I was reading it, I just could see it exactly happening nowadays with COVID going on and all that kind of thing, quarantines. And
so may I, Thales, because like that inspiration that Thales brought to me actually got me off guard a lot. Because, you know, he was like, Machado de Assis was like, what? I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, we are doing so many, like, we've been in America for like 13 years or so. And he was like, you know, I complained a lot that I can't play Latino because, you know, I'm blonde, blue eyes. And they just don't buy me as that. And I think it's kind of unfair because I'm like, how can't I represent my people? Because you know, and Thales was like, that's one more reason for us to hit our culture and at the same time show to people that we Latinos, even if we don't look like it or we don't sound like it, that's where we come from. That's where our blood boils from. And he was like, and we can show the world literally that we can also be worldwide relatable as, you know, the stories, even though it's very, very rooted as a Latino story, as, you know, like true Brazilian. The challenge and the concept for us, the biggest one was, how can we tell our story with our roots and at the same time make it understandable globally, so we can, anybody that can watch can kind of relate to the situation where our writer and our childhood came from. Does that make sense to you, Gary?
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
So Thales hit me with that, and I was completely off guard. So you keep going, Thales.
No, I'm just complimenting what you're saying, because I feel the challenge wasn't even making that was actually what strike me as interest in the project, as the beauty of the project, because I was like, when I read it, for me is already connected. It was like, this is here, this is also America, but it comes from a culture, like a Brazilian culture for 100 years ago, but I living in America, I see it. It was easy to see. I think the challenge was the production to realize that. that's more like that. But what attracted me to the project was exactly the fact that I was able to see it as an American citizen now, and Brazilian as well. I could see the bridge through that story.
Yeah, I have to say, when Thales wrote about a character that was, you know, a billionaire, I just like listened to him. It was like looking at his face, was like, how can we show a billionaire if we have never even been close to one? And I was like, how can we get production for that? And he was like, I think you forgot Corolla. And I was like, oh, if that's someone that can make us look billionaires, that's Corolla. And thank God she hopped on it, like as excited as we were, because, you know, we are not Warner Brothers, we're not, you know, HBO big production, you know. So to show a billionaire, we have to show a billionaire. We have to show, you know, or excuse ourselves in a very relatable way. We can't just, there's just so much we can trick. Like when Thales asked me to play a 74-year-old man on screen, my first reaction was like, are you crazy? We don't have that kind of money for that kind of makeup. And if you're going to be looking like kids theater and it's going to be obvious on TV, I don't want to do that, because it's going to be less relatable and it's going to open doors to way too many criticisms. But again, Thales he puts on his brain and he goes to the end, and I just have to follow fearlessly, even though I'm like, excuse my English, even though I have my bowels loose in fear, but I just keep following. I'm like, oh God, let's see where that goes. But we are on this, and you know, I'm following a genius, so I know we're going to land safe, or maybe not, but we're going to land far, and that's more important for us.
And Corolla, when did you kind of come on board? Were you there from the beginning, or?
So when Thales reached out to me, I was in another project and I was going through some things with my life. And I said, okay, just tell me, what do you need? What is it that you need? Well, I'm looking for a mansion. I need Rolls Royce. I need Ferrari. I need cars. I need everything that has to
Very
do.
simple things, very light things.
And a
maybe a helicopter too.
That has to do with billionaire. I need a house. And look, I am very fortunate and very blessed that the universe, everything I ask for is just, it just grows in front of me. And I will share a quick story. I was, at home in a weekend, and a friend of mine called me and she said, well, I'm going to do a gender reveal party. If you want to come, I would love you to be there. And I said, no, I'm not. I need to find this house. I don't want to go to a gender reveal. Hang out the phone. Yeah, maybe I will be there. Let me see how the date goes. Another friend called me. Are you going? No, I'm not going. I just told her that I might be there. No, we have to go because, I haven't seen her for a while. You haven't seen her. Let's just go. I said, no, it's so far. I don't want to, this is not, let's just go. I got into an Uber. We drove down to Orange County. I got into the house. When I saw the house, I said, I know what I came to do here. And I walked in. I said, who's the owner of the house? And my friend introduced me to the owner. And I didn't even went to see my other friend. And I said, we need to talk. How much do you charge for me to shoot here? And it was, I called Thales. I think I did a FaceTime with Thales or a video. And
a bunch of videos for us.
I walk around the house and I say, Thales, I found the house. And I was just walking. And she said, whatever you need. And I have cars. And she opened the garage and like Ferrari, a Rolls Royce, and a USUV, a trailer. And then I hear a dog bark. And I was like, hold on. You have a dog? And she said, I have a dog. You need a dog? I said, I need a dog. Anyway, everything just compound in the perfect world. And we sat down, we went over numbers. I talked to Thales, went there, we pitched the story. She loved the story. She came aboard. I don't know how to explain it. Just like I said, I love a challenge. It really triggers a part of my brain that I have to get this done. And like Tony said, Thales is a genius. And even though you walk with fears of so many crazy ideas that he has, it's just like, I know it's crazy now, but we will land in a safe island or a safe place. So you just need to go for it. And, he doesn't have a patience to explain much, but I need a house and I need cars and I need a dog. And this is what I need. You want to help? Are you in? And I mean, I love challenges, as both of them said. It was a very challenged production to get done. We were never close to a billionaire. I don't have billionaires friends that I could, hey, can I shoot in your house? It doesn't work that way. So faith, passion, love, and I think a lot of
a little bit of luck.
Yes, as well. Hustle. If it just falls into place and just align into place. And we shot there for 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, 10 days. Almost 10.
Because we had other locations also.
Yes, we had other locations as well. And it just, when Thales edited, I was like, like we took the story of a paper and now his dreams into a reality. When you see that that's possible, it blew my mind. It's great. If you haven't seen it, please watch it.
I have actually watched them. Yeah.
It's great to to see words and ideas that you can say, no, I mean, where are we going to find a Rolls Royce? And where are we going to find, a house like this? No, we don't even know, people that does those kind of makeup. What do you mean? And then you see it on a screen, it's like, everything is possible.
This story is really about friendship. Like, I know we're talking a lot about, I think like the biggest challenge is the perks of that production. But this story is is rooted in friendship. Is like a very basic human need, and then it's told from perspective of a very unique and different ways of have a friendship, from a Uber driver slacker that has nothing. He ends up meeting this older philosopher that is about to die and leave everything to his dog. So this contrast and his this type of completely different worlds colliding, and in in a dark comedy, and having a little pup as the center of it all and tying it all together, that's the way we explore what friendship really means, and loyalty beyond years, beyond life, actually.
You got Warner kind of on board a little bit with that.
Yes, yeah. It's funny. Anthony was like, "We're not Warner," but Warner ended up coming in the last minute.
Hey.
Through New Filmmaker LA is a great institution that helps filmmakers here in Los Angeles, and happen to be in their office this morning, by the way. They're still kept supporting and helping, and they had this program called New Narratives, which help literally new narratives, like bold storytellers that has stories that usually doesn't get fund, or doesn't get support from Latino underrepresented filmmakers. And I apply, and then we got lucky enough to be selected, and then Warner OneFifty is one of their sponsors that helped realize the program. And we were in the final stages of post-production, so we needed, if you watch the show, you will see the post-production have a very heavy play in it. There's if you didn't notice, great, because that's what post-production is all about. It should go unnoticed. But like Anthony's makeup is composed both practically and digitally. Yeah. So
which was a challenge for me, just like putting out there 5 hours to put the makeup, 3 to take it out, and still have to spend a whole day on set, sleeping 1 or 2 hours. I just felt sorry for Thales to be on the floor by himself, like without me there. But that was that was one unique experience in my life, and I'll be always grateful.
Anthony was really a hero on this project in terms of like not just playing a double role, but also one of the roles required him to be 9 hours on a makeup chair.
Sure.
And then like for him, like to just step up and know the lines and perform like a killer acting and funny, make everybody laugh. Even on him on the set daily, he kept like a good humor and made everybody laugh in the backstage. And and brought that in front of the camera. So kudos for him for being like such a good player, and with such a challenging environment of like 9 hours makeup, and then having memorized and calculating the amount of sleep you could have each day.
And Corrêa, for yourself, like you weren't just a producer, you actually made a bit of an appearance in the show as well.
Well, Thales mentioned that, he needs maids and he needs people to fill up that whole environment of the maids. And I said, well, I'm on set all day. Why not? So he gave me that gift of being able to be part of the cast as well and have fun and, enjoying the movement in front of the camera as well, not just backstage.
It actually was an honor to her having her in front, because she's a great actress. Like most of her career in Hollywood is primarily as an actress. She has many gifts. She does voiceover as well, like a lot of it. But she's a tremendous actress. Yeah, so like it's just in my mind, it was like we gotta find a way to put you in, even if it's just for one scene. So that's
I'll just make sure that I give Thales and I give the right credits and kudos. Corrêa can be a very deep dramatic actress, and she's really good on making you breathless. She I don't know, again, she has that thing. She can touch you within. So Thales and I were like, if we're gonna write her, in and it's gonna be short, let's make it deep as much as we can.
Yeah.
So let's try to get what she can do, and she can get there so fast. She's like one of those fancy cars that goes from 0 to 300 in 5 seconds. I was like, she's gifted, so let's put that on screen, because if what we have is 5 seconds, we want her to get to 300 so we can show how deep she is. And she did it, and I think was so beautiful. Her little appearance just hurt me when I see, because you think it's unfair until you find out. I don't want to spoil because I'm the spoiler king, but until you find out the situation behind what you see on screen, you feel really, really, really bad for her on this little thing, you know.
That little scene that we're like, it became like a lot of people approach me and say like, that's incredible, that section of the maids and what it represents and how everybody that made that scene killed it. Like not only Carola, but also Mincing on her part, Mincing Carola, like they did a really, it just throw this veer the story in a different direction, and they did such a great job, and you're like, and it's so intriguing to see that scene, and thanks to the talent of this women that was.
Oh, thank you so much. But yes, it was an honor to be in it. I mean, it's such a great story, and the meaning of the story and everything. And I mean, quote unquote, I got entire production, so it was really nice to be part of and be in front of the camera as well. Yeah.
So I do want to kind of get on to where you're looking to see this land in terms of, do you want it on certain networks or
Doggy Bank?
Yeah, Doggy Bank, yeah.
Well, I mean, we're really happy with what's going on. Doggy Bank is available on Amazon right now. So is available for people to watch and check it out, and it's definitely like an amazing platform. A lot of people have access to it, and we are seeing like a screening that is going to happen here in LA, but is
theater, yeah,
in a theater, but it's like a special screening here. Is a part of an event. Definitely an opportunity for people to come experience in a different way and meet the cast, meet the crew, meet more people. It's part of a Latin event, Latin Stories event. That's still in the works, but that's like another exclusive news that I'm dropping here with you, Gary. Like we haven't even announced it yet, but awesome. It's gonna have a special screening here in LA. But in terms of like that's pretty much it. We are on Amazon right now, and definitely we're going to pop up in other streaming platforms soon. But I'm, in terms of where I want, I'm pretty happy where we at, and we're open, and see.
The sky's the limit.
Yeah. But we're good. We're doing great.
And like you said it was on Amazon, but is it just for rent and purchase on Amazon, or is it available for like Prime members if they want to check it out, or?
No, for now it's just for purchase. Yeah, it's called TVOD. But hopefully soon they're gonna open up for subscribers and stuff. Like all sorts of availability. Yeah.
Okay. So one last thing before I sign off, just from each of you, quickly if you can, what's next for you? Outside of
Carola,
Doggy Bank.
I can start. Well, new for me is Love for Upcycling show, which is dropping. Each episode is dropping every Friday now. We have the first season for 10 episodes, and it's just bringing awareness to the world on how to live in a better and healthy world, and with the mindset of, we should recycle, we should do upcycling, we should not spend money in fast fashion, and just spreading the world of how to save and live in a better, healthy place. That's what I'm focusing right now, and I hope I can bring the message and share with the entire community that upcycling out around the globe, how this is important right now for the world.
Awesome. Well, best of luck with that.
Thank you so much.
Anthony?
I have a Disney show coming on called The Sound in a Syllable. It's about this little girl on the spectrum, and she dreams to be an opera singer. And I'm her father. I'm her biggest fan on the show, and the one who tells her you can do anything. You're not broken. On the other, actually, it's the opposite. You actually are way more gifted than many people. And it's like a story that I have to say, I cried on my very first day on set, because the talent and the actors and just the whole production itself, I just can't wait for this to air. It's a very, very touchy, beautiful story. And Melody, our horror film, which I think we're gonna sell way more the documentary of the film than the film itself, because that's a horror film in our lives. Everything that you can think that could go wrong with something went wrong. Like it seems like God was like, you're not shooting this. And I'm like, I will. And God was like, really? So try. And we're still trying. Like, you know, forecast, storms, hit us, everything you can think of. And yeah, so that movie is finally coming out against all odds. Hopefully to creep out a bunch of people really on their core. And Thales and I we have some things cooking for as comedy goes. You know, we have little cards on our sleeves that we're working on.
Perfect.
Yeah. For me, it's just you know, as a self-distributor, like the job doesn't stop when you release. Like Doggy Bank is out on Amazon, but we're still working on a publicity campaign, like you know, like we're doing here with Gary, like amazing, and other like preparing our event that is coming up soon in LA, and all of those stuff requires a lot of work, and I'm still on that, and very happily so, and concurrently writing screenplays. Like Anthony and I were always like cooking comedy projects and things on the side, but also I'm developing a dramatic feature film, venturing out and doing drama, and also like a short. Carol and I were like brainstorming, developing stuff. But yeah, hopefully we're gonna start production for new stuff really soon.
Awesome. No, it sounds great. I want to wish you guys the best luck on all that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gary.
And thanks again for coming on the show. Definitely appreciate, and then sharing your Doggy Bank stories.
Yeah, it's such a pleasure.
Thanks so much, Gary. I really appreciate the space, and you're being so kind with us always, and it's really important. So I really appreciate everything. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having us.
Oh,
appreciate it, Gary.
You're part of this story as well, Gary. Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. On that note, thank you everybody for watching. Tune in next week, and we'll have somebody else on the show for you. So thank you.
Yay!
Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Have a good one. Bye.